Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So I read this article on a live stream. I think it was Saturday night. I'm recording this on Tuesday, March 28th. But I read this on Saturday night as a goof, right? You know, I go through articles and I expect them to be stupid and funny and take the piss out of them. Okay, that's basically, the secret sauce that makes my my video experience. That's really what it is. I read this, and lo and behold, it was actually quite a good article, which I agreed with most of it. So I'm somewhat amazed, right? I'm somewhat amazed. I mean, it's called, the top 10 WTF moments in Doctor Who. That was a top 10 WTF moment for me. Like it actually being sane somewhat. Although, it could have really dwelled on the Jodie Whittaker years, because basically everything was like, what? 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 Why? What? Who? What? Okay, Phasmin? What? I don't know. But they really just avoided that altogether and actually had an article which talked about Doctor Who in a way that I find interesting and I enjoyed. So, colour me surprised, as I said. Fine. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Wherever you're watching this, like, share, subscribe, and comment. If you're on Twitter, please could you share it? That really, really helps me. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. And what else? I like and comment. All that's good. Sharing is good as well. If you're on Rumble, now Rumble's my main channel now, because Rumble's looking after me, right? Rumble's giving Daddy some shooky, right? Rumble is totally looking after me. So thank you very much. So that basically could say they promote my live streams most. So head over to Rumble, because I don't see this YouTube thing lasting forever, right? And I love it now. People are having this major exodus to Rumble. Rumble, though, you got to get the app available internationally, really, and it's got to work as well as YouTube, right? I was still talking to another YouTuber this morning about setting up their Rumble account, and they're going, well, it's so complicated, it doesn't make any sense. You're right, it doesn't, okay? But look, it's great to have an alternate platform that is pretty darn good, and it is pretty darn good. I look, for a user experience, it's fine, right? In my opinion. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are fantastic. Thank you very much for doing those things. Look in the video notes. You'll find my links to my Substack, my email newsletter, and just other stuff. My Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I did everything. So, my recommendation to you as a rabbi, and I'm really a rabbi, as a rabbi, is to subscribe to everything I do. Yes, it will make your life better. Do that. Subscribe to everything I do, and your life will become immeasurably better. Maybe, who knows, or dares to dream. Fine. So, let's get to the article. I think I've done everything. So let me hand over to me from a couple of nights ago. Let's see what they think the 10 biggest WTF moments are in Doctor Who. Actually getting to a headline story for once. Look at that. I'm pretty impressed with myself. Where is this? I don't even remember this. Doctor Who is, by its very nature, a weird show. A face-changing alien, well, more of a body-changing alien, flying through space and time in a phone box. That's weird. I tell you. Wouldn't it be bad if, Shooty, you don't all regenerate the same? Right, and you get like a shooty body with all those great shooty abs, but you get a white Eastern European Jewish penis. That's going to be bit of a shock to the system. I don't know. I think you've got to be very good at regeneration to make something like that happen. No, nobody else thinks about these things. It's just me. The show has given fans plenty of nutty moments over the years, for better or for worse. But which ones stand out as the strangest of the strange? Well, we got a few options. This being Doctor Who, there's not so much WTF. There's so much WTF to choose from. So whittling things down is a mammoth task. But these particular moments stand head and shoulders above the rest. And the surreal nature of these scenes took viewers, and in many cases, characters involved totally by surprise. Okay. Totally by surprise when they first saw them. That is like in the first Alien movie. When the chest burster came out, that was a complete shock, right? They hadn't told them that was like, what's her name, Lambert? What's her name? The woman gets covered in blood, goes, lets you to know that was coming, right? Whether completely unexpected, out of character, just straight up wacky. Nobody saw any of these moments coming. And honestly, we're still rooting from this very day. So number 10, Rory punches Hitler. I mean, this was better. This was before. Is it okay to punch a Nazi, right? God, blimey, hell! Wasn't that a prelude to disaster? Right? Didn't that go exactly where we knew it was going to go, virtually instantly? Right? That was crazy. Okay, fine. That is a reasonably WTF moment. Let's see what they're going to say about it. Don't think you can argue with that. It's going to be a crazy list when Let's Go Hitler is only number 10. That's a fair point you're making. Okay, that is a fair point you're making. After the blockbuster revelation that River's song was Amy and Rory's daughter, the 6th series of Doctor Who returned with a agonizing 3-month wait. God, it was. I remember that. It was only 3 months. Felt like a year. Was it only 3 months? Really? Felt like a long time. Or maybe I'm thinking in season 7. Could be. Season 7 was broken over 2 years, I think. With this absolute wild trip back to 1938. During a convoluted series of events involving their friend Mel regenerating into a brainwashed assassin daughter, the Bonds the Bonds come face to face with one of history's biggest monsters when the TARDIS crashes into the office in Berlin. A short while later, Rory, who was developing into more of an action hero through Series 6, ends up stalking the dictator, who was actually, legitimately elected, stalking the dictator right in the mush after he begins firing a gun. Okay. And thus one of the most gifable moments of Doctor Who was born. This is a fair choice. Okay, you've won me over. A tea time adventure show including Adolf Hitler, listen, mate. Tomorrow People did it years earlier. Man, that was what was the name of that story in Tomorrow People? Right, when it was like that green goo was coming out this like silvery tube going to Hitler's pod for him to be revived. Here, I'm gonna look it up. And second. Tomorrow People Hitler. Hitler totally was in that. Hitler's Last Secret, right? There you go. What year was that from? 1970. Was it 1978? Really? Wow. Who played Hitler? I had John with Nicholas Young. Mike Holloway was Mike. Michael Sherd was Hitler. Well, of course he was, right? Of course he was. Philip Gilbert was Tim. Nicholas Lyndhurst was in it. Really? Wow. Blimey. Okay. Any other famous names? No. So there you go. So it's not that crazy. I mean, it's British TV, mate. What do you want? Okay. Fine. And bonus point for the subsequent Shut Up Hitler and Rory locking him in the cupboard. Chef's kiss. Fine. I'm gonna say yes. Davos gets emotional, which is familiar. I hated this because I hated Davros having eyes. Like, I always thought he didn't have eyes, so this just annoyed me. Right? If he didn't have eyes, I think I would have liked this better. Maybe I could, I could probably put shadows in his eyes, through Premiere or something if I wanted. But I don't know. From his introduction in 1975, there's always been a presenter. Davos has always been presented as a Nazi piece of work, attempting to conquer the universe with his own twisted set of ideals. That is true. The creator of the Daleks is one of the ultimate big bads in all of Doctor Who. Well, he got bigger and bigger through time. Like, he was a scientist who died, an evil scientist who died, but when he was resurrected, then it was kind of like became an action hero. Which is why this episode decided to humanize him was so controversial. Again, it was just giving him the eyes that I didn't like, mate. The creator of the Daleks was one of the ultimate. The Witch is familiar. The 12th Doctor ends up chatting with a decrepit scientist. Two share a surprisingly tender moment. Davos reveals he is dying, and he appears to express regret at the life he has lived. He even sheds a few tears, an unthinkable concept for such a dastardly villain. Audiences were stunned, and so was the Doctor, who repeatedly expressed confusion at just what the hell he was witnessing. That was true. Okay, yes. Yeah. That was Capaldi. It was a good Capaldi reaction, right? This all turns out to be a giant ruse to siphon off some of the Doctor's regeneration energy, but there was a point where it really looked like one of the most evil beings in all of who was actually showing some remorse. I don't remember that bit. I guess that was the point of it, though. Okay, but I forgot. Some people loved the twist on the character and hoped Davos was being genuine, while others thought it went against everything he stood for. Regardless of your stance on it, it was totally unexpected to see him get weepy. Yeah, but did it work? I don't know. Okay, Cardboard Companion. Yes, this is one of the greatest WTF moments, right? Fraser Hines was sick. They had to get a different actor to replace him. Thankfully, they're in the Mind Robber. Mind Robber, I think, wasn't this story written with the idea they could change Patrick Troughton into not Patrick Troughton. So I'm thinking of Celestial Toymaker, right? They could change William Hartnell into a different actor. Where are we up to? Fine. The entirety of 1968's Mind Robber is a peculiar affair consisting of a second Doctor wandering around the land of fictional realm where nothing is as it seems. It's awesome. Okay? It's really an awesome story, right? It's very good. Here, the Doctor and the companions encounter all kinds of weirdness, from creaky clockwork soldiers shambling into place and a 17th century Englishman seemingly pulled out of time. Totally normal stuff with Sculliver. I mean, it was very, like I said, it wasn't hard to work out what was going on, right? There were mashup king, and this was like years before, the Avengers came about, or anything like this. The Doctor is then forced to possibly the strangest moment in the sequence where Jamie is inexplicably turned into a cardboard cutout, and the Doctor's with the Doctor with his face going missing. The Doctor is then forced to reassemble Jamie's face from a nearby selection of eyes, nose, and mouth, but unfortunately gets it wrong, and when Jamie returns to the flesh form, is in a completely different appearance. The plot came about via a last-minute rewrite after Fraser contracted chickenpox, forcing the role to be temporarily recast. The Doctor's baffled response to his discount Jamie's pure gold, resulting in one of the most delightful and odd Doctor Who moments ever. You know what? Yes. Okay. Again, this was a good one. What's this one? Gorilla Can Flush? Gob Complex. There's a lot of weird stuff in that. The cat and the clown looking over at you creepily, holding the balloon. Right? Gob Complex was a great story. It's a cracking episode about a hotel with rooms containing everyone's darkest fears. It co-stars Sarah Quintrells and comedian David Williams, whose room was presumably full of outdated Little Britain sketches. We love them all, David. Don't be a cunt. Right? It's okay. They're not outdated. Just the people around us are insane. The episode's cold opening, Quintel's character, Lucy Harwood, is confronted by her phobia, which clearly she's terrified of, that cabaret advert where the gorilla played the drums, because the rumors appear to contain the very same gorilla. I had no idea, albeit a much lower budget version. The laughingly fake-looking outfit was strange enough, but the gorilla emerged from the bathroom holding a roll of toilet paper. What? It was supposed to look fake, wasn't it? I thought it was supposed to look fake. Is Lucy scared of the gorillas in general, gorillas in toilets? Well, that's the whole point. You weren't supposed to know. Like that's a mystery. That's not a cop-out. That's actually a mystery, right? Gorillas in toilets or train gorillas to use an indoor toilet. Again, it's a weird dream that she's had Why did it take the toilet paper out of the bathroom? We could go on. The only fears in this episode, the other fears never, the laughing puppets, yeah, that was scary. Sad clowns, that was scary. Weeping angels, and even overstern parents, yes, are effectively betrayed, which makes this bloke in a cheap ape suit even weirder. The fact that it appears to have just taken a dump doesn't exactly make it more threatening. But again, the point is you're not supposed to understand somebody's fears, right? You got to know that's the point. But hey, when you got to go, dude, you are not clever. Okay. The death montage, Heaven Sent. Okay, yes, where he goes for what, 7 billion years? I thought it was a bit stupid, quite frankly, but okay. After watching Clara die in the previous episode, the Doctor finds themselves in a mysterious location with no idea how he got there. He's also being pursued by some kind of cloaked monster that can kill him with a single touch. Oh, so far, so bizarre. It is insane. The whole thing is insane. Not very rewatchable, though, in my opinion, right? When you know where it's going, it's not very rewatchable. Throughout Heaven Sent, the Doctor finds that he finds in a confession dial a Time Lord device designed to trap prisoners in a never-ending hell. No, that's not what it is at all. He eventually figures a way out of the dial, but only after dying a lot. Right? Again, a confession dial is supposed to have your last testament, as I remember. Watching the Doctor dragging his dying body through the castle before frazzing his head and killing himself over and over again is heart-racing stuff. The scale of the scope of it is mind-boggling. It's a bit too big, right? It speaks volumes to the legendary tendency of makes the Doctor such a great hero. Heaven Sent is a WTF episode in general. I think so, yeah. That bit where he jumped, the best bit of it, in fact, is when he jumps out the castle window into the water below and it's got filled with skulls. And you're like, oh, that must be all of him. Not in a bad way or a weird way, like many entries on the list, but because of how it pushed the Doctor and the show into a territory it rarely ventures. That's a fair point. Okay, you redeem yourself from the last one, mate. The not so creepy crawlers web planet. I think it was very bold, right? I think it was a very fearless and bold choice just to go ahead and try and do these things. Again, nobody stopped to think how they're going to make the Daleks. They just made them, right? They thought they'll try anything, right? That's essentially what was going on. What are we up to? The most easy sci-fi, most early sci-fi looks really hokey by modern standards, and Doctor Who is no exception. Case in point, the Web Planet. I love it. Leave it alone. The first Doctor serial from 1965 transports the Doctor and his buddies to it. I mean, if you're going to redo, you could really redo the special effects with AI now to make it look photorealistic. You would have to do it as if they had a big budget in 1963. Like what would that look like? That's what they did with the Dalek Invasion of Earth new effects, and I thought it was very, very effective, quite frankly. I like it when they do that. Do it in the style of 1960s. Like how will they do it on a big budget? The only time I actually have seen moth people, not butterfly people, but I think it's the same thing done effectively. It's tragically in Star Trek Discovery. I think the third season of I can't remember whatever it is. You had these butterflies, and they look fantastic, right? Such a waste. Like it's such a crying waste to use it on Star Trek Discovery. Oh, keep the costumes, okay? Use it for something else. Anything else. Literally anything else. Where are we up to? The first Doctor from 1965 transports the Doctor and his buddies to a distant planet land without getting caught between various creepy crawly species. The giant ones. I remember when I was a kid, Brent Cross, the shopping centre, used to have these giant wooden centipede you could play on next to a giant wooden horse. So the tale was written by Bill Stratton and inspired by his childhood memory where he was bitten by a bull ant Although in Stratton's mind, these ants were probably not a bunch of extras in unconvincing suits. I don't think they were so bad, frankly. Indeed, the costuming of the ant-like Zarbi and the butterfly Monoptera, you might have a point, has aged like a bowl of fish custard, left out the sun. And it was different. It was a different time when a much lower budget, of course, undeniably Jar Jar own footage. And look at it. I think it being like it looked fine to me. Honestly, it works for me. There's even a moment where the Zarbi actors who couldn't see properly get out the suit, bump into the camera. Well, you get that in Star Wars as well, in all fairness. That's one way to get yourself noticed. Well, I didn't. Space Pig, yes! This is a legitimate WTF moment, right? An absolute legitimate WTF moment. I like this as the bonkers insanery of series 1, which we got the 18th anniversary of right now, apparently, right? 26th of March, 2005. Man, 18 years. After resurrecting Doctor Who in 2005, Rusty Davis wasted no time exploring the stranger side. Well, this is one of the first things they recorded, I think. One of the first things it was this, and also End of the World. The stranger side of time and space, as proved by the iconic moment in the first two-parter of New Who history. Aliens London kicks off with the giant spaceship crashing, and it's such a perfectly written scene, right? That whole bit, the build-up where Rose says, "Oh, I've only been gone overnight," right? And she walks in, and she's gone a year, right? That whole thing, and then they have, Mickey's been questioned by the police over and over again, and Jackie's been giving him a really hard time. So, and she ends up giving the Doctor a slap around the face. Oh, I love it. It's so great. It really is so great. And okay, then you have the Doctor rubbing his face up on the building, on the roof with Rose, right? And you have that little thing, and then the spaceship comes overhead, and the Doctor has no idea what's going on. This smile of optimism on his face. It's just lovely. It's really good. The pilot of the craft was actually a regular Earth pig modified by extraterrestrial tech. This is weird enough as it is. But things get even weirder when the little youngster starts running around on its hind legs while the Doctor chases after it. It's actually a great little scene, right? It's scared, and like when you see that it's really just a pig and it's terrified, right? It's being augmented and weird shit been done to it. It's really quite tragic, but it's also it's adorable and it showed you the Doctor's personality, like when they shoot the pig. It's like, what'd you do that for? Right? Although sadly things don't end well for Astro Pig, it's gone down by an understandably baffled unit soldier. What did the Doctor actually make this emotional pig a best spaceship? What a show. I guess I agree so. Pond Life, that doesn't count. Maybe. Okay, we will. Ood on the Loo. I don't remember that at all. I really don't remember that at all. Okay, this is like quite a friendly WTF list, okay? It's not one that's going to make us angry. Maybe it doesn't think that modern Who, the last era was Doctor Who. That would make sense so far, right? Between series 6 and 7 of New Who, BBC put out 5 mini episodes of Pond Life, the shorts depicting what the Doctor and the Ponds were getting up to in between the main episodes. It was a good idea. In these shorts included the Doctor running away from the Sontarans while holding a surfboard, and the Doctor bursting in on Amy and Rory are in bed, and this gem from the episode. Rory, in his dressing gown, is off to do his business. However, when he opens the door, he notices he finds a bloody Ood sat on the toilet, asking if he can be of assistance. The timing is perfect as is Rory's reaction with the music. He accompanies this. I've got to give this a rewatch. Accompanies the skit. All this was without mentioning the sight of a big tentacle alien casually propped up against the loo. Where is that? Oh no, I didn't. Can't see it in this picture. As if everything was normal in the world. Pond life is a proper treat. I gotta give that a read. Again, that whole era is fantastic. The Matrix, yes. Especially in, was it 1976, right? Oh, that'll do your head in. Sadly, not a crossover between Tom Baker and Keanu Reeves, but wouldn't that be awesome? This serial from 1976 sees the Fourth Doctor take the Master in battle and determine what his fate, determine the fate of his fate of Gallifrey. Yes. Here, the Doctor enters the Matrix, which is essentially a supercomputer containing all manner of Time Lord knowledge, steampunked by Robert Holmes in 1976, like 20 years before its time. Right? This is like when it's on the cutting edge of science fiction. And it's just incredible, right? When the Doctor is loaded into it, things get super wacky very super quickly. Heroes turn up in a quarry, where else? Well, of course, where he falls down a hill for no decent reason. Oh, you really stop being pissy, right? He ends up on an operating table while a man in a ridiculously oversized syringe stands over him. It's all nightmarish, you ding-a-ling, right? The bloke with a horse turns up, and there's a creepy clown. Yeah, for good measure. Yeah, it's actually very scary. Basically, what we're trying to say is everything goes mental, and it's wonderful. That's fair enough. The whole sequence is something like a piece of the surrealist cinema. I say surrealist, horror cinema more than anything else. It's completely unhinged. It probably did a great job in putting the entire generation of children off psychedelic drugs. Well, no, not really me. This is a cop-out. A bit of love life. I guess so. That he ends up having a constant blowjob machine from Shirley Henson. Look, is she good at giving blowjobs? And here's the thing. Because she can't move her head, you've got to move the paving stone yourself, right? I think that's I can put up with that. It couldn't be anything else, could it? They obviously said the countless times by now, but Love and Monsters is a bloody weird episode of Doctor Who. I guess I love Love and Monsters. I really do. The first time of the episode, the first of the episode involving Elton's everyday life and Linda's search for the Doctor. London was it investigation and detective agency, right? Search for the Doctor is actually quite good. It's absolutely the apex of WTF comes right at the end, where Elton talks about his relationship with Ursula. Ursula, the woman from Earth, saved by forcing her to live in a horrific life as part of a payment. No, she says it's very peaceful. She likes it, right? Because Elton was too selfish to let her die. That's not what she said at all. She said she genuinely is happy with it. After the Doctor brings her back, Ursula joins her dearest Elton for recording this video diary. In it, she talks about their situation. She has immortal life. We even have a bit of a love life. Nope. It's awesome. Now that Rusty Davis is showing again, maybe we'll revisit Ursula's situation from a pavement slab. No, keep her in the paving slab. It's very good. Or more likely, she'll be trapped there forever. Best not to dwell on that thought. I guess you'll just get old and decompose and die at some point, right? I guess so. That was a fun list. Okay, that was a fun list. I approve that list. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.